Well, these two are actually quite remarkable characters in the old VFA, and they were in a cavalcade before the game, and the ends of the ground are named after them, Miller and Cook. It's only appropriate. 1,300 goals here to Fred Cook, round about nearly 900 to Frosty Miller. Frosty, I saw you play. It was great to be out there at Shepley Oval against you, and you could bang those torps a long way.
Yeah, I used to get on to 1 and 2, Phil, yeah.
And you were a bush boy, weren't you, from Garfield?
Yeah, come from Garfield, yeah.
And Ron Barassi gave you your marching orders from Carlton.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. He didn't actually give me marching orders, I walked.
Oh, you walked?
Yeah.
Did you tell him you didn't like him?
No.
What about you, Fred? How are you feeling? Is the heart pumping a bit watching your old club, Port Melbourne?
Oh, just the atmosphere of the event here. It's just fantastic. It's come so far in the last quarter of a century. I've said to Jimmy Frosty, where would we be playing here? Like, you know, you'd wear out a pair of boots. Perfect conditions, like a bowling green. It's fantastic. It just...
But you were part of 6 premierships at Port Melbourne from 74 to 82. That was quite remarkable.
Not everyone can have a good time, but we certainly did down there. We won premierships. You know, they called us the Collingwood of the VFA, and the only difference, we won premierships. And I'll just see the merit of these players at Port Melbourne, whether they come back or not tonight, because they're in a bit of bother at the minute.
And in the 1976 grand final, you got King hit behind play and you got stitched up at half-time with a big sewing needle, didn't you?
I'm glad you reminded me of that. Yeah, thank you. But the game's changed so much. I remember lying on the table at half-time with a big flap of meat hanging off my face, and my dad was holding one arm and the head trainer the other, and the doctor was tying me up with these bag needles. And I said to the president, old Norm Goss, I said, are you playing at full forward? He looked at me and said, what's wrong with you? You don't run on your chin. I went out again, had to kick another couple, but we won a premiership.
You had a few rough and tumble blokes out at Dandenong too. There was a fella, Lyle Hendrickson, Frosty.
Yeah, he liked the hard ball, and there's a lot, I think yourself found it hard to find, you know, to play on him, and quite a few. He was rather a tough man there.
He was. Now, you're famous for getting a kick before the siren in 1971 at the Junction Oval.
Yeah, the kick was on.
Was it?
Yeah, it was there.
And you kicked the goal and you won by 6 points.
Yeah, we won by 6 points, and but a bit of controversy to whether our players should have the shot. He threw the ball up from about 25 metres out.
Do you wish you'd really played more VFL games? You were clearly good enough to have played 150 games. Why didn't you?
Oh, well, just things didn't go my way, Phil. I was a farm boy training one night a week, and refused a clearance to St Kilda when I left Carlton, so I ended up with the Red Leagues.
And you had trouble early on because you were driving your motorbike and hit a cow late at night, didn't you?
Yeah, well, that's when I was about 16 or 17. I was picked to play the Carlton seconds, and that put me back a couple of years. Yeah.
How did the cow fare?
Not too well.
What, dead?
Yeah, finished it.
What?
Never hit a cow, never hit a cow. Been married 4 times, but never hit a cow, all right?
And are you excited about having the ends named after the pair of you?
Phil, it really is a genuine thrill. Part of the accolades come with the longevity we've played and a few of the achievements we've had, but it really is great. It's not so much for me. I've noticed, which we can't see, a lot of the old Port people are here tonight, and that's what it's all about, you know, the legacy we leave. And as I said before, old man Goss is not here. What a great man he was, and he would love to have been in a situation like this today.
Well, there's a young girl. Jamie, can I have you for a second? Your dad here, Fred Cook, very famous. You've seen the videos?
Yeah, I have.
What do you think?
He was a pretty good player.
Pretty good?
Yeah, he was good.
How good?
Good, real good, great.
Does he tell you he was good?
Yeah, he was.
So, just on the game, how are you seeing the game at the moment? Who's going to get up?
Oh, look, we're talking to a general audience here. It's touch and go. Look, this is a different game of football altogether. There's home and away games, there's finals games, and this is a grand final. Totally different. It's just who's standing at the end. It's a lot of luck, but a lot of experience to go with it.
And Frosty, who do you think?
Yeah, well, first 10 minutes, I thought, well, Ballarat were hanging their heads, but they got a taste, and they're looking dangerous. I think Port's got to pull a bit out to get over them, which I thought Port would win the game tonight, but Ballarat are looking dangerous.
Well, there you have it, Peter and David Rhys-Jones, two of the real legend, not only legends of the game, they were absolutely brilliant footballers. I saw them in their heyday. It was special to be on the ground with them at any time. Well done, boys.
Let's hope this continues, Phil.
Yeah, I think Phil Cleary's in his element down there, and as we said, the ends are named after Frosty Miller and Fred Cook here. Normally the Lockett and Coventry ends here at the Dome, but it's a great gesture tonight to see their names there, and great to see them along. Some of the champions of the game. Fred Cook, some of my earliest football memories of watching him at Port Melbourne, and he was an absolute goal-kicking machine.
Oh, look, they both were. You know, Frosty Miller as well. They were just absolute legends. And, you know, I mean, back then you'd turn the tally on Sunday morning and watch World of Sport and then the VFA footy, and it was fantastic.